Hello and welcome to Quick Charge by Electrek, keeping you in the fast track with daily EV and green energy news. I'm Mikey G, and it's Thursday, June 24th. Tesla has confirmed to Norwegian officials that it plans to open the Supercharger network to other automakers by September of 2022. A decade after deploying the first Supercharger, Tesla now has over 25,000 at over 2,700 stations around the world, really the most extensive in use today. The automaker has been rumored to be in discussion with other automakers, but now we have some actual results. Tesla has been in contact with Vestland fylkeskommun, the governing body of Vestland County in Norway, about getting access to incentives for chargers that are open to all automakers. In the minutes of the meeting obtained by Electrek, government officials confirmed that Tesla told them that it plans to open the Supercharger network to other automakers, and therefore they're going to agree to approve incentives for Tesla. It's unclear if it would only be for Norway, Europe, or globally, but as previously mentioned, Tesla has recently been in similar talks with the country of Germany. It'd be easier for Tesla to open a supercharger network in Europe, where they actually use the CCS connector, which is standard in the region. Panasonic's new CEO, Yuki Kusumi, is officially starting his new role and says that the Japanese manufacturing giant is ready to make a large investment in producing Tesla's new 4680 battery cell. Tesla has claimed that they have solved issues that were preventing the industry from producing bigger cylindrical lithium-ion cells in the new format. Panasonic, Tesla's oldest battery partner, has tentatively announced that it would deploy a new prototype production line for the new cell, and the new Panasonic CEO seems excited to start production. Panasonic's new CEO didn't elaborate on the size of the potential large investment, but billions of dollars are often required to deploy significant battery cell production capacity in several dozen gigawatt hours per year. In a collaborative post with Fully Charged, East Asia's correspondent Elliot Richards visits the BMW Brilliance factory in Shenyang, China, to see the new manufacturing process of the new iX3. It also happens to be BMW's first electric car. You can find the full video on our site, but here's a sneak peek.
Now, what you're about to see behind me is the whole body and the battery coming together. So the body's just flown over my head, and now it's being sunk onto the battery pack. There's no one doing this. This is all automated. The only part they'll have to do is just make sure it's all lined up, and there's two people that do that on either side of the battery pack.
Solar electric vehicle manufacturer Sono Motors has announced an upgrade to the battery of the upcoming Scion vehicle. In a press release from the Munich-based automaker, Scion will now feature a 54 kilowatt-hour battery, an increase from 35. The new battery will increase the range to a total of around 190 miles, up from 158. Furthermore, the future Scion owners could see an increase in the rate of charging too. Sono Motors is promising a new battery will be able to reach a charging rate of up to 75 kilowatts on CCS, up from 50. The charge rate for solar panels is actually going to stay the same, considering that the solar panel size will stay the same, adding about 70 miles per week according to Sono Motors. Deliveries are expected to begin with the new battery in the year 2023. Rivian, an electric pickup startup, is betting big on their own charging network that they call the Adventure Network. The news about it is that we now have a rough location for some Rivian Adventure Network chargers in northern and central California. Users of the Diligent Rivian forum sleuthed the information from hiring notifications for planning engineers. Essentially, these job locations are spots for the engineers to visit to determine if the location can accommodate the load of DCFS or if the grid will need additional support. Some of the addresses detailed were actually vague and didn't include street numbers, but you can still find the map on our site, electrek.co. Electric vehicle infrastructure is getting $15 billion in U.S. government funding in a new bipartisan proposal. It's less than originally planned, but it's still a decent amount. Compared to the generous plan announced by Joe Biden, a bipartisan group in the U.S. Senate has built a new framework for the infrastructure bill, and it now includes $7.5 billion for EV infrastructure, which will include money to deploy supercharger stations, and another $7.5 billion for electric buses and transit vehicles. However, the biggest new electric vehicle investment that has been proposed was a reform to the federal tax credit. The fact that it's not mentioned in the new framework has led some people to believe that it's not being considered anymore. Electrek takes a look at some fun facts about electric cars. According to Austin-based research, media, and events agency Z-Prime that focuses on energy, and the U.S. Department of Energy and Argonne National Lab, Tesla models accounted for over 54% of U.S. EV sales in 2021 through the month of May. Further, U.S. electric vehicle sales in May reached 53,779 units, representing a 19.2% increase over April of 2021. On a year-over-year basis, this represents a whopping 329% increase compared to May of 2020. On the charging front, 609 charging stations and 1,736 charging outlets were added in the U.S. in May. The majority, 439, were from charging stations added from ChargePoint. And in Electrek's Green Energy Brief, Consumers Energy, a public utility that provides electricity to 6.7 million of Michigan's nearly 10 million residents, announced yesterday that it intends to close its remaining coal plants by the year 2025. That's 15 years earlier than planned. Consumers Energy states that by 2040, renewables will make up more than 60% of electricity capacity, and they've already started closing 7 coal plants since the year 2016. Thanks for watching Quick Charge by Electrek. We also have an audio version on your favorite podcast player. I'm Mikey G, and I hope you have a great day.